the Squire tells the tale of Cambiscan, the king of Sarai in Tartary. He has a wife, Elfetta, 2 sons, Agarsif and Camballo, and a daughter, Canacee. In the 20th year of his reign, on the Ides of March, his subjects celebrate his nativity with a great feast. During the celebration, a strange knight appears in the hall on a brass horse, carrying a broad mirror of glass, a gold ring on his thumb, and a naked sword by his side. The knight salutes the king, queen, and all the lords with such reverence and nobility that even Gawain could not have bettered him. The narrator apologizes for not being able to reproduce the nobility of his elocution, punning that he could not climb over so high a stile, and resolving only to reproduce the meaning, not the expression, of what the knight said. The knight, sent by the king of Arabia and India, presents Cambiscan with a brass steed that can transport a person safely anywhere in the world within 24 hours. He also gives Canacee a mirror that foresees impending misfortune and determines the character of friends and foes, and a ring that enables the wearer to understand the language of any bird and know the healing properties of all herbs. The final gift is a sword whose edge can cut through any armor, but whose flat can heal any wounds inflicted by the edge. After telling his tale, the knight leaves the hall, and the presents are carried into the tower, with the ring given to Canacee. However, the brass steed will not move until the knight teaches people how to operate it. The horse is a source of wonder, compared alternately to Pegasus and the Trojan horse. According to the knight, to move the brass horse, one only has to twirl a peg in its ear. The next morning, after the previous night's reverie, everyone but Canacee remains asleep until late. She has dreamt of the mirror and the ring, and has her first satisfying rest in a long time. While walking with her maids, she finds a bleeding peregrine falcon, crying out in anguish, having maimed itself. Canacee, using the power from the ring, speaks to the falcon. The falcon tells her about a handsome tercelet, who fell in love with a kite, and abandoned the falcon. Canacee heals the bird with herbs, and places it in a box covered in blue velvet, with a painted meadow inside. By her bedside, the narrator then promises to return to Canacee's story, showing how the falcon regained her love with Camballo's mediation. However, he first intends to tell of Cambiscan, how he won his cities, and then of Algarsif, and how he won his wife, aided by the brass horse. Finally, he will tell of Camballo's fight with his brothers to win Canacee, before picking up where he left off. At this point, the Franklin interrupts, praising the Squire's wit and eloquence, wishing his own son were as virtuous. He laments that his son only plays dice and spends money, preferring the company of a page to a nobleman. The host then interrupts, reminding the Franklin to tell his tale. The Franklin reassures the host and promises a good tale if it pleases the host.